Konnichiwa, Formula Podo Yosoko. Like, I just tried doing a bit Japanese on my introduction of Formula Pod, but like, yeah, anyways, welcome to a brand new episode of Formula Pod. And yeah, today in the pit box, we have the McLarens of Vishruthi, of course, like back. And I've got Mihir finally back after himself settling in the UK. So, like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
welcome you both.
good to be back in the show. Also, Arjun,
Yeah,
impressive Japanese you got there, bro. Is
Yeah,
it a
I
second
saw, I
language
saw it
or
coming.
I
I
know, right?
saw it coming because like an hour ago I got a picture of Welcome to Formula Pod. That we're gonna talk about the Japanese Grand Prix. Like I just got a picture of that and Google Translate and I was like, he's gonna do it, isn't he? So I was ready.
Oh,
I
trust
just
me. Oh, trust me. Yesterday I was speaking like all these arigato, konnichiwa, all these words just like popping out every now and then. I'm like, okay, let me try using that in the starting of today's episode. But like, yeah, it was quite an early race, and yeah, I think like we're having like a proper international show today because I'm having two people joining from the London and then myself here from Dubai. Quite an interesting one, right? Uh, but
yeah.
but like yeah, to the guys in London, I know the race was like at 6 a.m. your time. Did
Mm-hmm.
you guys watch the race? Did you guys wake up that
yeah,
time and watch the
Yeah.
race?
yeah, I
I
did.
did it. I was dead asleep. I woke up like midway through. I saw Lando and Oscar on top, and I was like, okay, I know they're gonna do it, and I just went back to
Okay,
bed.
well, for me,
And
the other
just one,
side. For me, it was like I gotta watch it. This is really good. I slept around 4 and I got up at like 5:50,
how do
Okay.
and I
you
was
do
like,
that, man? How do you do that?
"You just on the
I
TV.
slept.
That's it."
I don't have a TV. I live in a dom. Not a
Yeah, this
single
is
TV. I watch it on my laptop.
okay. Well, no
I have to
comments on that.
take it out,
Yeah.
open it,
Now
log on,
he's
and then watch.
no, I think he must have got like a Sky subscription. So you know, like when you watch this feed from Sky, it's like they're like, oh, press the red button to go to each of the driver you want to watch
Yeah,
onboards with. Like,
Yeah.
I've
is
seen
that
that.
some sort of stuff which you have come up right now with?
No, but I mean, because obviously UAE doesn't have the Formula One app running on its full
Yeah,
potential, and I got the F1 subscription now, so I'm
F1
slightly
TV.
sick. So yeah, I'm slightly sick. So if my voice is off, please let me know so I can talk in a better voice because
Bro,
I'm
you're cool. You're cool.
extremely sick. All right, so let's, dude, Arjun. I want to start off. I've got a lot of my notes ready for the
Let's do this. Let's
Japanese
do it.
Grand Prix.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do it.
no,
First of
no.
all, first of all, I welcomed myself to the reality when I saw the race today because last week I was like, okay, Red Bull cannot even do any shit over here. And then all of a sudden, Max again comes up. They officially managed to grab the constructors' points as an official constructors' title. So they're no more fighting anymore. Like, there's no point in fighting anymore for them.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't. The only thing they have to get now is the Drivers' Championship. I'm 100%
No, no,
sure that
no.
Max
Drivers'
Verstappen's gonna win
Championship is
that too.
already way. They got it. He's
I
already got
know.
it.
Yep.
It's annoying.
So because now there's no fight for the first, now it's a fight for the second.
Oh,
Because the Mercedes have now got Ferraris on their tail, saying
Yeah.
20
So
point difference.
Mercedes is 305 and
Uh-huh.
Ferraris are 285.
So 20 points. Yeah, and technically, if Carlos Sainz managed to get a P1, or if Carlos and Charles managed to get a P3, P4, and
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes didn't get that, technically they are in contention. They will overtake Mercedes. It's that close.
that's gonna be fun.
Fuck you. But now that came from my heart. But I'm not trying to be biased here, but looking at Ferrari strategies, like obviously they're not the best, but when it comes to racing, I think they're doing pretty well now. obviously there are a few races where they've been dilly dally, but I think now they're in a very good role when it comes to racing now, and
Uh-huh.
I can see both the drivers fight. I can see them taking charge, going for those small gaps. I saw Russell and Carlos fighting, which was an amazing thing because we haven't seen that in quite some time, especially from Ferrari. Russell is Russell, man. I think he's the only one who can actually go up and talk to Hamilton face to face and say, "Bro, you're a legend, but you drive." I don't know if you remember. I think it was lap. Wait, let me see. Yeah,
Wow,
it was lap. I'm
this
ready,
guy's
bro.
invested. This guy's invested. He wrote
When
every
he
little
said no, he
detail.
said no.
It was lap 16 where he goes like, "Who are we fighting here? Each other or
Yeah,
others?"
yeah.
Right? I don't. Yeah. So I kind of. It was a really bad move from Hamilton. I'll give you that because he had to push him
Mhm.
away. But if I was in Hamilton's position, I would do the same because I know George at that time had better traction and better speed. So I guess in his defense, he was just defending, but it was a very dirty move from his side. I agree.
Like, I totally agree with that because, say, in Singapore, for example, if Russell would have given the position to Hamilton, I was pretty sure the Carlando business won't happen
Yeah.
because
But it
Hamilton
did.
had the speed. Hamilton had the speed. Like, he was even more faster than Russell on per lap. So
Hmm.
in my head, that I'm like, okay, if Russell is in front, he's not going to allow Hamilton to pass through that easily.
Right.
So literally, like, because there was a point where Russell was on like really old hards, and trust me, that one stopper was abysmal. Like, I'm sorry
Hmm.
for my words, it was abysmal.
Hmm.
Like, like on he was just dropping positions like anything. And in between, like towards the last few laps, Hamilton was told to give George DRS,
Yeah.
and that actually risked Hamilton's position because Carlos just zoomed off.
Yeah.
Like,
But then also George was told to give position back to Hamilton.
He was Hamilton. Yeah.
no, because
Yeah, that was
Hamilton
in
was on even more fresher sets of tires. You
also
realize
because
that?
I think during the end I think Hamilton got pace. Because George, I'll be very honest, George was really good at what he was doing. I feel like, I mean, obviously I'm a Hamilton fan. The start when it started, right?
Mhm.
I remember, I think it was Perez who pushed Hamilton out
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the Alpine, was it Alfa Romeo or Alpine? Let me see.
It
Uh,
was
It was Williams on one
Alfa.
end,
No, it was Williams.
Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Alpine.
I think it was Bottas, right? If I'm not wrong.
Bottas,
It was Bottas. It
Bottas,
was
Albon,
Albon and Perez.
and
I
Perez.
think. Yeah.
Perez.
There was something with Kevin Magnussen too.
Kevin
yeah,
Magnussen was
Kevin.
right in the. That's coming up. That's coming up. That was not
Yeah,
the
that's
first
coming up.
stint.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
This is
coming
what
up.
happens when you don't watch the race.
Okay, here it is though. So I want to talk about Sergio Perez.
Uh-huh.
I understand he's a really good driver. All those things, agreed. But the amount of times he did rookie mistakes, safety car infringement. Then after that, like coming on contact, understandable because it was a narrow turn. So like yeah, drivers could like if you end up being too aggressive, you might end up coming in contact. Like
Hmm.
then after that, the situation with K Mag, he was trying to go through inside, and then he hits Haas's body, and then it's more of like Haas gets a 360, and then it's more of like both cars are face to face.
You know
Yeah.
whose fault is that?
I'm pretty sure it's Sergio. I
It
don't
is.
think it's
No, no, not pretty sure. It is. He saw him. So in that turn, right? He saw him put his nose a long time ago. He was entering the apex. He was gonna go from the
Mm.
inside, like just to touch the apex, and he's gonna have a smooth transition out, right? Perez, on the other hand, was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go for the gap." That was a really poor judgment from his side. I think he would have. Red Bull cars are really like fast, so even if he let him off after like a few seconds, he would have overtaken him anyway. It's a Haas.
straight line speed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and he would have taken some DRS. He would have thrown off, but no, he went for the gap for some reason. I don't think it was Perez's day. I don't think it's his season. Days, leave the day. It's not
I'm
his
not even.
season.
I'm
Yeah.
not even convinced to that guy in the first place, because
He's
I've,
definitely getting replaced.
like, one thing is there. I've never seen in Formula One, like since the time I started watching, a car
Mhm.
that is retired, then came back onto the track and was racing for 3 more laps and then retired.
Who does that? Why would they even try to do that? If a car is retired, a car is retired. Why would you want to try and bring them out onto the track?
See, but this is the thing, right? This is where the definition of Red Bull is.
Point.
You,
No,
they
and
will push you till you can, and then when there are no possible ways to do it, then they'll be like, you know what, it's done. And I kind of appreciate Red Bull for that, because even though they're winning by an outstanding amount of points, they're
Mhm.
all their races are like living or death. Like they
True.
don't just leave it in the middle. Like they always go for the, you know what, no, let's see where we go, even though we're the first, which I kind of
Hmm.
appreciate and respect. Not gonna lie.
No, and also there was one more thing. So when Perez retired the car, that time a second 5 second time penalty came in. So as
Mhm.
how in Formula One it works is, if you didn't serve that 5 second time penalty during the race, in the next race it'll come as a grid penalty for you. Okay.
Right.
Ooh.
So this, in a way, just for Red Bull to avoid that grid penalty while coming down to Qatar, they just went in for 3 laps and then served the time penalty and
Penalty.
is done.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Just
I
basically using it to their advantage, just taking the car out just so that they don't get that.
no, but then trust me, this is like a first timer for me seeing a car retire, come back,
Yeah,
and do things.
exactly. 'Cause I've
I
been watching it
mean,
for what, 2 years, haven't seen anything like this happen.
from what I've learned from Red Bull, is rules are rules, and I'm telling this because a retirement doesn't mean you can't come back. A retirement just means
Mhm.
it's your choice. So if they want to put the car back, they can. And I think that's a really smart move from Red Bull, because Perez wasn't racing well. I mean, obviously, in the first lap he hit Hamilton because he got pushed by someone. Obviously, not
Mhm.
his fault, but um, I kind of feel that Perez is really under pressure because obviously Max he's become like the superstar of this season, and he's being overshadowed by Max's points, driving charisma, and everything related to Max. So I just feel bad for Perez, but on the other side, if I was in Red Bull, I would see replacements as soon as possible.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure there might be talks going on because at the moment,
Ricardo.
I know Ricardo got signed for AlphaTauri for 2024, and I'm like, what? But then I was,
the potential though, it's Ricardo. I see whatever it is. Perez, he already has a contract for what, another 1 year. They're not gonna pull a
it's
McLaren in.
Red Bull. It's Red Bull. They can
I
break
know. I
contracts
mean,
every
they
now and
changed like
then.
what, three in 1 year. I mean, Albon to Gasly, or was it Gasly to Albon? They've changed, okay? But I feel like they're just giving time for Ricardo to set in AlphaTauri before they bring him onto Red Bull.
No, what? That
I
makes
don't
no sense.
see, no, because see, he's I can't explain it, but I feel like they just want to show that he's okay. He's set
But
into the team,
you
into
do
like
realize. Sorry, finish off. Sorry.
what I feel is like they probably just want to see how he gels with the entire team, not just AlphaTauri, but as well as Red Bull. I know it's going to take a little bit more time, but they're just giving him time to ease into it because he's had like what, a 6 7 month break, and he's trying to ease into it and
Hmm.
then bring him back. He has an injury as well. That he hasn't raced the last what, 3 races, so I think they need to give him more time to race with AlphaTauri before bringing him into Red Bull. I don't know whether that makes sense.
Okay, now I'm gonna give my like
Perspective.
vision of this. Yeah, perspective on this. I get your point, and it's a very valid point. I'm not gonna lie. You're not wrong. You're not right. You're in the middle. Neither am I. So I'm just. This is one of my theories. Um, Ricardo's gonna be in AlphaTauri because that's under Red Bull, and as a long-term plan, I think they will keep him in AlphaTauri only because a Red Bull car is very similar to an AlphaTauri car is very similar to a Red Bull car. So the characteristics of the car is very similar, not the same, but very similar. So if you go to Alfa Romeo, right, the whole dynamics of team connections, because obviously AlphaTauri and Red Bull work together. Alfa Romeo
Mhm.
works with Ferrari, so then he will might scoot off to Ferrari, and that's not what Ricardo wants, or maybe that Red Bull doesn't want that to happen. So I assume he's gonna sit AlphaTauri for the next maybe one more season, and then
Mhm.
let's see if he improves halfway or midway, they might just
Yeah.
put Perez in AlphaTauri or kick him out, or put Ricardo in Red Bull. I don't think Ricardo should go for AlphaTauri, but again, it's his choice. But as a viewer and a huge fan of Formula One, and he already made one mistake of leaving Red Bull and going to some other
Mhm.
team. I don't think he should make the decision again by going to another team. Because after looking at AlphaTauri's racing today between Yuki and what was it?
Lawson.
Lawson.
Yeah, really good racing. In fact, I think Law was doing better than Yuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The driving was very competitive. I agree, but that's the fun part of it. So you can really see all the drivers were really confident, except obviously Aston Martin, Mercedes was pretty okay. Um, I think Williams was off today. Like they weren't like in the beginning itself. Like it just dropped down. Arjun, what do you
Yeah.
think? I spoke for way too long, so let's hear from you.
No, like agreed on Williams though, because that first accident itself kind of damaged floors, and like even it was a shock that Alex Albon kind of retired, because Alex Albon is that kind of driver. Even though if the car is in a drivable form, in some sorts he will come and get everything sorted. But then that wasn't the case today though, because because that first set of damages was kind of very hard on them. Like
Mhm.
I'll say it was real hard on them. And yes, right now the AlphaTauri car is getting a lot more similar to the RB, but then a little more toned down version. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so because like if you see right now, there is the similarities between both the cars are quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's why
Yeah.
I feel like it's basically like another mock-up Red Bull, but then with a
Yeah.
reduced engine capacity. I just feel
Right.
that's the only thing.
No, which
But
is
like
true. I agree with you, Vinod.
yeah, and with the Aston Martins, I don't know, like you know the entire vibe is of course off. It's more of
Yeah.
like
True.
at the first half it was the Aston Martins. Now it's the McLarens. It's more of like
Mm-hmm.
you guys just like swapped places here and there, and yeah, it was. I kind of agree with the Aston Martins now because it's kind of like I don't know why they're racing and stuff, but then in that first half because they were successful, in the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
second half, the marketing team is pushing like hell, Lord.
True.
Like
They were.
like
Pre
every event, this thing, that thing, all possible events. They're like, oh, Aston
pre
Martin, big
Japan.
stuff.
Pre Japan, the pictures that you saw of like Lance and Alonso and everything were like all hyped up and like extra.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You
But
could.
like yeah. Speaking about but before we go down to McLarens, Vishruthi, give me your thoughts.
I mean, this is like my dream podium minus Max Verstappen, you know, because
All right.
just to see. I mean, first things first, Oscar number one, driver of the day. Number two, his first ever podium. And rookie podium since like what, 2017? It
Yeah.
just feels so good to see Oscar doing so well, and that too with the upgrade, seeing Oscar doing so well. Last race, last podcast, we were talking about how he would do, how he did without the upgrades, and now how he's doing with the upgrades. We knew he could push it. We knew he could do well, and he's clearly shown that. And the fact that McLaren have signed him for the next 3 years just proves how much they actually truly believe in him, and they believe that he can do what he was bought in to do, and he's capable of doing it. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
really happy for the way McLaren has been going and how they did this race.
But can I just give you like a small thought on this, like a food for thought?
Uh,
So Oscar Piastri was not trained by the McLarens. Oscar
true.
Piastri was trained by the French team Alpine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
won all the possible things, stood in a reserve driver position, and kind of now with McLaren.
Mm.
So, like, yeah, technically, you got to give a bit credit to the Renault because it's more of like they've got they trained him, gone through all the different formulas, and then finally in Formula One. There,
Mhm.
okay. It's not like say because the current drivers of Alpine, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. Esteban Ocon graduated from the Mercedes Junior Academy, and Pierre Gasly from Red Bull Junior Academy. So they're not. So
Mm-hmm.
technically, it's not an Alpine blood which is there in the team.
Yeah.
Okay, versus Lando Norris, I'm pretty sure does McLaren have a junior academy?
Yeah.
Y- Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. They do.
Lando Norris directly came into McLaren, and the first few
Mhm.
years was pretty crazy for him. But then now, like as the car is getting better, he's also fighting it pretty well because gotta give credit to McLaren's, but gotta give specific credit to Lando Norris because he's now becoming a consistent podium sitter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's really consistent, I feel. Like Oscar, yes, he is now. Just with one race, we cannot say things. As I always say, with one race, it's just nothing. We gotta see this at least for like a consecutive like 4 or 5 races.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Lando Norris, I can say, okay, he is able to fight for that first position. He is capable of fighting it. But then, if you have noticed, first, second, and third per car, there was almost 15 seconds gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that triggered me too bad. I'm like, what? Like, I know they probably must have gone tire conservation mode or something, but like, really, 15 seconds?
I think they should have pushed a little bit more when it came to that, but you're right. Lando can at this point, the way he's being so consistent, he can easily push for first. And it's just start and get his first
But
win.
Yeah,
can you
me,
see
but
Lando in another team?
I honestly, I don't think so, unless there's something
You
that
know,
goes
I
on or.
have a very small feeling that he might replace Lance Stroll.
Lance
Oh,
Stroll?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
I
Sergio Perez.
I know.
No.
I thought yeah, I genuinely thought that, and then I was like, okay.
If you think about it, right? If you think about it, he's not doing well. And even though his dad owns the company, I'm just gonna say that if he has some brains, he should replace Stroll with some other driver who is absolutely a banger because Lance Stroll is he's like the main character we don't want to see. Like he's he's the type of person that we don't like he's there. We know he's there, but we don't care if he does anything. In fact,
Honestly, he is
Uh,
I think if he comes like in 15 positions and above, I'll be the happiest person for him. But I won't because he won't be there.
I was just talking to like an Aston Martin fan recently. I'm like, it's rare to see an Aston Martin fan in the first place, but yet I
yeah.
Yeah.
saw. Okay, I'm like, oh, have you watched the recent? He's like, no. I'm like, why? I know Lance won't do well. I'm like, good thought, good
Yeah.
thought. Don't
We
watch.
Where
were
was he
Ferrari
from?
fans last year.
No, I was like,
Where was he
I'm like,
from?
as in, what do you mean?
Like,
Where
which
was he
country
from?
is he from? Like, which?
She's from India.
Oh shit! Okay,
Huh?
that's strange.
I know, right? I'm like, why do you like? I'm like, my first question, why do you like Lance Stroll? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He was pretty good when he was doing junior careers. I'm like, but so
I think
really?
I'll tell you what it is. Your friend is a gold digger because she's just going because his father's rich, so he's rich.
See, no, but honestly, this man, Lance Stroll, has followed his father. I don't know whether it's vice versa or Lance Stroll goes, Daddy, buy me this team, and I will go on. I like this team. Buy me this team so that I can move on to this team. Every single team that Lance Stroll has been on, his father has
Yeah,
owned.
yeah.
It's, I'm just,
or else,
Lance
or else
Stroll,
it
can
should
you
be,
not own something?
or else it should be like how Nicholas Latifi or what the popular Formula One world knows as Go Tifi. Like with him, his dad invested in McLaren. but he
Mhm.
never drove for McLaren. He rather just drove for Williams all his life,
Mhm.
and now he's doing his masters.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gone to study. He's gone to do his MBA.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the club, Nicholas Latifi.
People doing masters, right? But like yeah, in the last two races, Ferrari and McLaren were the most point scorers.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because in the Asian races, Ferrari and McLaren both scored 57 points.
Wow.
Then you got Red Bull with 40, Mercedes with 32, Alpine with 11, Aston Martin with 4, AlphaTauri with 2, Haas with 1. Haas still managed to
Mhm.
score 1 point,
At least.
at least.
Yeah. At least.
At
For
least 1
sure.
point. So now it's all up to the next couple of races. That is Doha, Austin, Brazil. Then what we
Mhm.
got?
Vegas.
Mexico, Las Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. Like I'm pretty sure now with the first positions kind of confirmed and done. Next 6 races is going to be crucial
Mhm.
because
Oh,
now we'll know
absolutely.
who's going to be second, who's going to be third. That is something which, in all honesty, we got to like. Everyone is going to see, but
Mhm.
we're keeping those aside, I need to talk about helmet designs. Lewis Hamilton's helmet, the chrome helmet.
Wait a minute.
What?
Is he
You're like,
okay?
throw all the books. I need to talk.
Everything.
What about it? What about it?
I love that chrome finish, and especially the first picture which he posted, where
He
okay,
bought his entire apartment with him.
I know, right? Yeah.
There we
So
go.
you know that chrome finish, with,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
especially the first where it was actually photographed
Arjun,
in that
Arjun,
in
be
that.
careful before you say anything.
I'm
I'm
not
going
saying
to.
bad. I'm saying good. Don't worry.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, so it's just that chrome finish with when it
Top
was
it off
first
with Amber.
photographed in that purple lights. I was
Uh-huh.
like, and then you got that neon strip that's kind of running through the visor, right? I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this is some another level helmet over here. What we
I
got?
actually liked it.
I know. I
It was
really loved it.
yeah.
I really loved it. Like I think that one and Fernando Alonso's too much Japanese. That is Fernando Alonso's helmet. It's
Yeah, that's
like
true.
it's more like you have dipped Japan into your helmet.
Yeah.
You got that ninja, then you got the flag and stuff. But then this one, something which I actually saw on Instagram, people are like they would want to see that same chrome helmet instead of the yellow. They need to
Mm-hmm.
see a purple,
Right.
like
Oh,
a purple centerpiece with the chrome finish.
interesting.
But like I even like the merch which actually came along with that helmet kind of finish,
Mm-hmm.
because the
Yeah.
merch was also really amazing. At the same
It
time,
was.
it's really expensive.
You know what? And Hamilton reminded me. Vettel was there.
Oh yes, we got to talk about
I
it.
was so happy to see Vettel and the little bees.
Oh
That was
yeah.
cute.
You know, Vettel actually said this. It hurts to stand on the sidelines and see these cars go by. That
Especially
particular
he's got
statement
to come back.
actually indicates that he really misses Formula One, and if he had even 0.1% chance, he would take it back.
Yeah.
He would take a seat back.
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
And
would.
Who
and I'm
wouldn't?
really hopeful. I'm really hopeful he would do like Schumacher comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like as Schumacher left Ferrari, then after that came when Mercedes came in. I'm pretty sure when he left Aston Martin, he might come back with the German team, with the Audi.
that would be nice.
That definitely would that technically would be one hell of a feeling though. Like him and possibly Mick Schumacher being teammates,
Oh, that would be so
it'll be
nice.
it'll be fun.
Yeah,
But
that'll be
then
pretty chill.
that will be pretty sure. But at the same time, you got to, as we've been speaking for the past quite a lot of weeks, you got Carlos Sainz. So I'm pretty sure he's doing far better than Charles Leclerc, and
Mm-hmm.
things are kind of going that route at this stage.
Yeah.
So we don't. So it's kind of like we don't know what's going to happen, but one thing is there for sure. We've got Lando Norris and George Russell with the same points
Hmm.
on the
What?
drivers' championship. So here's how it goes: Max Verstappen with 400 points. He's a 170-point lead. Okay, you got Sergio Perez with 223, Lewis
Uh-huh.
Hamilton with 190, Fernando Alonso with 174, Carlos Sainz with 150, Charles Leclerc with 135, Lando Norris 115, George Russell 115, Oscar Piastri 57, and the top 10 finishes with Lance Stroll with 47.
Hmm.
And the only drivers who haven't managed to get a point is Logan Sargent. If I'm not wrong, Logan Sargent is going to lose a seat because it's
Yeah.
his sixth crash
Yeah.
in the season. He's basically like Mick Schumacher in that house. Like I understand he's American and Formula One needs American fans, but come on, there is something called as the cost cap. Williams
Hmm.
is not a heavily funded team,
Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
and this guy, as many times this guy crashes, that much money kind of gets spent.
True.
And I feel Logan Sargent, I believe, will be like the top five destructors in Formula One. Top five
Mm.
destructors.
Yeah.
Although he's he's not worth it for a constructor. He's a destructor.
I like that. I like that.
But
I actually
That's a
like
nice
that.
one. Yeah.
but in all honesty, I'm gonna say this. Uh, I'm really hopeful. Uh, if Mercedes gets all its stars aligned all together, it will get a P2 constructor finish. And Lewis Hamilton, if Sergio Perez ends this way, because it's 190 to 220, that's basically around 30-point difference.
30-point difference.
Yeah.
Sure.
He got it. Lewis has a chance for a P2. Definitely has a chance for a P2.
I disagree
But
with that.
why?
And the reason why I disagree with that is because I know that, look, Perez, this is a reality check for Perez, this Japan race. And I think from now onwards, his elbows will be in when racing, but whenever he can, his elbows will be out. Hamilton on the other side, as he's a very experienced Indian driver, the car isn't going with him. Arjun,
I
you cannot disagree with the fact that you know what happened during lap 19, right? It was a spoon curve,
Hmm.
right? Russell was P1, Max was P2.
Hmm.
Russell went wide for a reason. It's
to
because
get
he
the
knew that if
DRS.
he fought, that's one. Number two, he knew he could not compete with the Red Bull car on a straight line. He let him go. He would have defended. But he was like, there's no point because that would mean he's going to be under pressure. So he wants to put Max under pressure. But how can he put Max under pressure? Because by the time he thinks, Max will be far off going to
True.
Qatar with his car. So,
No, like
again,
see,
please
even
continue.
it's also Max got a fresh set of tires. Realize
True.
that. And like he's on a fresh set of mediums. You got George with a used set of hards. Like literally the longevity of the tire strategy.
Yeah.
That's why I told at first it was utter nonsense with George Russell going for a one stopper. Like you don't have to
True.
see if for example you don't have to sacrifice track position. Understandable, go for one stopper. Here you're basically losing points. And with George,
Mhm.
I agree. George, I feel George's what do you call approach is just very similar to Max's. It's basically he's really aggressive, and like Max, when in his first few years in Red Bull, he used to make these silly mistakes where he went aggressive and he made mistakes. I'm
Hmm.
like George is basically doing the exact same thing because Singapore one, for example, it was something he could have avoided, but he didn't. He was going even more aggressive. He was going for the gap rather just wait and just kind of slam the accelerator. rather than just
Yeah.
like he didn't do it. Like I understand like the kind of the floor kind of hit and all those agreed, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I still I'm just a bit what do you call annoyed, disappointed with George. In all honesty, but
Okay,
from a
so you're
Mercedes
disappointed.
standpoint,
You're saying
that
you're disappointed in George, right?
I am a bit disappointed. I started getting a bit
Okay.
disappointed with George.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this, and don't take me wrong, but I
Fine.
think George had the better side of Mercedes this race.
Mhm.
Why? Hamilton got on a very slight minor accident, and just when the start off happened, right? And that
Mhm.
really pushes Hamilton back, saying, "Oh shit, I got hit." And it's like a, I hope I don't get hit again. George, on the other hand, he goes like, "I'm gonna clear, I'm gonna go for it." That's one. Number two, George's car was quick. It was more, um, it was more quick. It had more grip, and he was more vigilant about every single angle around his car. On the
Mhm.
other side, Hamilton was a bit shaky from my perspective. Okay, now point number three, which should tell you that Hamilton is not only he was very worried, and because Hamilton wouldn't ever push someone off the track unless until there is some threat to his position. Hence, lap lap 16 when Hamilton was right in front and George in the back. He pushed him to the back, and then he pushed him potentially out of the track. And then obviously Russell made that comment. It really shows that Hamilton would go to any state to keep his position. That means that George was quick around those turns.
Yeah.
Okay, certain statements I agree, but towards the end you realize Hamilton was 2 seconds quicker than
Quicker.
George.
That's the
Two
thing I'm talking
seconds.
about. But that was 10% off the race. The 90% of the time, George Russell was moving
But
quick.
no, but then see, realize. Let me tell you this:
Uh huh.
second pit stop window. All drivers were doing pit stops. George decides to go run long on the hards. Okay, and then he lost 3 positions. If, for example, if he would have pitted, he would have had even more speed, and he could have technically managed to get some really good points for Mercedes. And at the same time, Hamilton was instructed to give DRS to George and basically do the same Carlando business once again. And Sainz just overtook Russell and he gave a threat to Hamilton. Again,
Mm-hmm.
like if that if Hamilton could have gone a bit more faster and didn't give George position, Hamilton wouldn't be in threat. But I'm not saying that
Right.
Hamilton didn't kind of lose positions.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton was really defensive towards the end. Uh,
Yeah.
have you guys kind of seen the trophy for the Japanese Grand Prix?
That
Oh
was very
yeah.
interesting. That was beautiful.
It says
Quite
"kiss me"
quite a
on it,
pretty one.
right?
I know, right?
I wish I had a button here like that to kiss me.
No, no, no.
Light up.
No. In my, I was first thinking if someone has to kiss that and then see their flag kind of illuminate, how would they know which flag in the first place?
Man is
Because realize there, I believe there are like 7 or 8 nationalities in the Formula One grid.
you don't get it, Arjun. Everyone has kissed the cup, and everyone has a different way of kissing. So the computer will know what kind of kisses it, and then the flags. So if Arjun kisses it, it's gonna be like a very Malayali kiss. So it's gonna be like, oh, the India flag. That's how it works.
What the hell? I when I good gracious.
That's how it works. So if I kiss it, it's gonna be like, oh my god, like too much tongue. So that's gonna be like India, bro. And if the Pakistan kisses it, it's gonna be like, oh my god, no kiss
No,
because she didn't kiss the cup.
you know, I regret asking this question. I really regret asking this question. Oh my god. But like here, let's actually put in our. Okay, Wisha, do you want to say something?
No, I just really left it a second. I have no opinion on the kissing.
The next race, next week, we're kind of off.
Mhm.
It's kind of a colder period, and then we come down to Lucille in Qatar. Okay. I really feel bad that I missed my chance of watching Formula One in Qatar because I got like a really good deal, but then it's just that by the time I was going to book, the grandstand tickets got over.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's put in our predictions. Don't start with a P1 because P1 is not a case anymore. Let's start from P2 to P5. Till
Okay.
P5. Okay, I'm extending it 4 positions. Who will be the top 5?
Mihir, you want to go first?
No, I think the papaya should.
Oh, because we're always on top now, huh? For the
Hmm.
race.
Yes.
Okay. Why can't it be P1? Because we know it's Max Verstappen. No. Um, fine. Verstappen's on top. Then I would want both my McLarens because it's me. One Ferrari and one Mercedes.
You should have said 2 Ferrari, no?
No, because it's me. I need to equally divide the ones that are not McLarens, and Red Bull's obvious.
All right.
Singular Red Bull is obvious. Max Verstappen's
Okay.
obvious. My heart and the way that they've been performing
Okay.
says both McLarens will be top 5.
So now you're saying it's going to be a Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The guy who's sipping hot tea here. Yep.
Give me a second because I'm just trying to see. I'm not familiar with the Qatar track. Let me just give me. Okay, looking at Qatar's track, I'm gonna say Red Bull. So the Verstappen, obviously that's P1. That's how I'm gonna start. I'm gonna say P2, Red Bull Perez. I think it has a lot of straight lines. It does have a lot of soft corners. It doesn't have hard corners. So I
Mhm.
think Red Bull can dominate there. Obviously, Perez. This is a reality check for Perez. So I'm gonna give P1, P2 to Red Bull. P3. I'm very optimistic here. I think I'm gonna go for McLaren. I'm pushing for Lando Norris, obviously because he was quick this race, um, especially against his teammate Oscar, and he was more confident. He knew what he was doing. He had his elbows in and out in the right ways. He knew when to dominate. So I'll give that to him. Also, an amazing start from both the papayas. I think they were exceptionally good. Oscar had the best reaction time out of the top three, which was quite a
Yeah.
surprise. Lando Norris. So Lando Norris and Oscar were really squeezing Red Bull, but obviously Red Bull being Red Bull, and Max is quite experienced in terms of getting
Yeah.
squeezed between two cars. He did a very good pull off. I'll go with P4. I'm gonna go with a Ferrari. I think I'm gonna go with no, sorry, Carlos. I see him. I see him really pushing out. I think he really wants a good offer next year. Obviously, he is anyway Ferrari, but his prospects are showing that, and rumors that he might go to Audi as well. So I really think in order to keep him in Ferrari, I think he should do things like that. I'm gonna say Carlos and P5. I'm gonna say Russell, even though that hurts. I'm gonna say Russell because he did have more pace than Hamilton. Obviously, not towards the end, but 90% of the time, Russell did have the pace and dominance in the Mercedes team. Arjun.
I'm gonna say P1 would be Red Bull. P2. I'm not gonna say the driver because things kind of could turn around here and there. P2 could potentially be McLaren. P3 can be Red Bull. P4 would be Ferrari. P5 would be
No Mercedes in top 5. Huh. Okay.
I'm gonna take a bit more of an aggressive approach over here because I've been rooting for Mercedes, but it's just
But
that
Arjun, you have only chosen Mercedes earlier, not because you're a fan, because you saw some type of evidence, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. No, it's
Or
it's
did
not only because see, it's not only because being the fan, because there was some kind of a hope, but then now I'm seeing it's like both the drivers are fighting for positions.
Mhm.
They're fighting each other. That's
They're
the
fighting.
thing.
They're fighting. This is basically like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there is no particular kind of change to this into the okay, because what I'm seeing over there when both of them going wheel to wheel is just that's that's basically Rosberg and Hamilton. So I think at first they got to do a bit of housekeeping in the first place and then kind of do it. I personally feel. But like yeah, talking about but keeping all the predictions aside, something about the Lucelle circuit. The International Circuit was not designed for Formula One. It is designed for motorcycle GP, or what do we call it? What we now know as MotoGP. Okay,
Mhm.
it first came in as a replacement for the Australian Grand Prix during COVID. So its nature looks more. It's a flowy track with a good mix of medium and high speed corners, and the main straight alone is like a kilometer long. So even like while looking through also it's not that the drivers are immediately landing onto a corner. It's rather they will be still on the straight and then they'll go. So it's more like Suzuki on the main straight. Okay, but at the same time it's I'll not say it's got really heavy braking zones. It's kind of a medium to high speed corners coming in. And yeah, it's 57 laps, 16 corners. Got to see what's coming up at Qatar. But yes, we are going to a sprint qualifier the coming week. It's going to be a sprint weekend as well. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be an
It
exciting way
is.
because
Yeah.
because no one
Yeah.
has
So
seen
weekend.
how the Lucille circuit kind of flows through first place,
Mm-hmm.
and they have kind of brought in quite some changes to the track from the initial one first though. So it's going to be interesting. It's
Should
Yeah.
what do you
be.
call I believe it's like almost like a how I'll say it's a 21-year-old track, first built in 2004
Yep.
for MotoGP, and the first Grand Prix in 2021, 2023 we're back. It's going to have a 3 out of 5 asphalt grip with four out of 5 asphalt abrasion. So tire degradation, gotta see. But looking on to the weather, it is relatively in the region. Heat is increasing, so track temperature will increase. Tire degradation
Mm-hmm.
potentially has chances to go
Yeah.
even higher,
Yeah.
unless there is some miracle where cold air just pumps out through
No, that
Lucille.
isn't happening. It's the GCC. Definitely isn't happening.
You
It
guys
is
got
going towards the
experience.
winter. It is going towards the winter, so
It is
it
going
not might
towards the
be as
winter.
it not might be at wait, 1 second. It got it not might be as hot as obviously in the beginning of the year or during summer, but
Mhm.
True.
it's definitely more on the colder side of GCC right now. What do I think about the track? I think it's an amazing track. It has
It's a
everything a
blue.
track should have. I think all the tracks are perfectly made, but nothing can beat Monza and Monaco. I think that
Yeah.
those two are
Monaco?
like,
Really,
yeah,
Monaco?
yeah.
I agree with him, honestly.
Because I
Monaco
feel
is history. It
no,
is
no.
history.
Yeah, okay,
Absolutely,
fine.
man.
Because I'm gonna
They
say
won't have Monaco and
uh,
Madagascar 3 if they didn't have it. Okay.
okay, where we're going, I don't know. With this podcast, a lot of things have gone on, and I don't know if, like, yeah, you guys who are listening to this must be listening to quite a heavily edited podcast. But like, yeah, as said, if you really wanted one episode where you want to like literally want some really unfiltered conversation with something
Unfiltered is
and with the explicit episode kind of tag along with it, kindly let us know. The next episode we will manage to make it as crazy as it could be. Until next time, this is the entire crew from the Pod signing off. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.